All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to dig into one of the most argued about services in Windows, one that gamers often point to as the culprit for those random, infuriating frame drops. It's called SysMain, and we are going to figure out exactly what it is, what it does, and whether you should kill it for better gaming performance. You know the feeling, right? You're in a clutch 1v1 in Valorant, you're about to snag that win in Warzone, the enemy is right there, and then, oh, it happens. Your screen just locks up, just for a split second. A stutter, a freeze, whatever you want to call it. By the time your PC catches up, you're staring at the kill cam. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things in gaming. So what do? You Alt-Tab out, you pull up Task Manager, and you see it. That glowing red bar of doom, 100% disk usage. Your whole system is just completely choked, and your game is the one paying the ultimate price. But what's actually causing this mess? Well, if you start digging through all those processes, there's one name that almost always seems to be hanging out at the top of the list. Service host, SysMain. For years, you've seen guides telling you to disable it, but then you see other people warning you not to touch core Windows services. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and get to the truth. Okay, so before we can figure out why this thing might be hurting your FPS, we first have to understand what it's even supposed to be doing in the first place. So here's the deal. SysMain, and you might remember it by its old name, Superfetch, is basically Windows's memory manager on steroids. Its entire job is to try and make your computer feel faster by guessing what you're going to do before you actually do it. So how does it pull this off? Well, SysMain is always watching you, learning your habits, and building these little things called scenario files. Let's say you open Chrome every single morning at 9 a.m. SysMain picks up on that pattern. So around 8:59 a.m., it starts loading all the data Chrome needs into your RAM. That way, when you finally click the icon, boom, it feels like it opens instantly. And you can probably see where the problem is here. For regular office work, opening Word and Excel in your browser, this whole predictive thing is actually pretty awesome. It makes your PC feel super snappy. But on a high-performance gaming rig where every single resource matters, this constant background activity is an absolute disaster just waiting to happen. So let's connect the dots. How exactly does this service, which is supposed to make things faster, end up causing those insane 100% disk usage spikes that bring your game to a grinding halt? The whole thing boils down to a technical concept called I/O contention. I/O just means input/output. The easiest way to think about it is this. Your hard drive is like a librarian with only two hands. It can either go get the book your game is asking for, like a new texture, or it can go get the book SysMain is asking for, some random file it wants to preload. It literally cannot do both things at the exact same time. Now, this problem becomes absolutely lethal if you're gaming on an old-school mechanical hard drive, an HDD. While SysMain is chugging away in the background doing its thing, your game is screaming for a new texture file to load. The drive's physical parts just can't keep up with both requests. And the result? Your game just hangs, the texture doesn't load, and you get that massive, infuriating stutter. That's the bottleneck right there in action. But it's not just about your hard drive. There's a second, sneakier problem. SysMain loves to aggressively stuff all of your unused RAM with this standby data. Now, in theory, Windows is supposed to instantly clear that stuff out the second your game needs more RAM. But in the real world, it's often not fast enough. Your game asks for a big chunk of memory, Windows kind of panics as it scrambles to flush that standby list, and boom, another microstutter. So, all of this leads us to the million-dollar question, the real reason you're here. After hearing about all the problems it can cause, is it actually safe to just turn this thing off for good? The answer is a simple, loud, resounding yes. SysMain is what's called a non-critical optimization service. Let me be perfectly clear. Disabling it will not crash your computer. It won't cause a blue screen of death. It's not going to delete your precious files. It is 100% safe to turn off. So, okay, what's the catch? What's the trade-off? Well, with SysMain on, you risk those in-game stutters, but your day-to-day apps will feel really snappy. With it off, you get much smoother, more optimized gaming, but maybe Chrome takes an extra half second to open. For any serious gamer, I think the choice here is pretty obvious. We don't really care if Excel opens in half a second or 1.5. We care that our headshot actually registers. But here's the thing. This creates a new problem, right? You want SysMain off when you're gaming, but it's actually kind of useful when you're just doing normal computer stuff. Having to constantly dive into your system services to turn it on and off manually, that's a total nightmare. So what's the smart play here? And this is exactly where modern optimization tools come into the picture. They're built specifically to solve this problem, giving you the best of both worlds automatically, without you having to lift a finger.
A lot of these tools have a feature you could call a smart toggler. The idea is actually really simple, but also really powerful. The software just detects when you launch a game. As soon as it sees a game running, it performs a quick, surgical strike. It temporarily suspends services like SysMain and another big resource hog, WSearch. It even goes that extra step and flushes out that annoying RAM standby list we talked about. And here's the best part. The second you close your game, it automatically turns everything back on, and your PC is back to its snappy, everyday self.
I mean, this really shows you the difference between the old way and the smart way. Doing it yourself is like using a sledgehammer. It's a dumb fix that can make your PC feel slower day to day. The automated approach is like a scalpel. It's a precision strike that applies the performance tweaks only when you need them, and then puts everything back to normal when you're done. It's the pro move.
And really, that's the whole point, isn't it? You want to spend your time getting better at the game, not tinkering around in the guts of Windows. Let a smart piece of software handle all that dirty work in the background. So, I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you get one of those infuriating stutters, ask yourself this. Is my PC secretly fighting me? Is a service that was designed for an office PC from 10 years ago the very thing that's holding back my high-end gaming rig today? Now you know the real story and you know how to fix it.